although these drawings are all responding to a particular landscape quite recently, I mean 2008 and 2009, perhaps at some level they're also retrieving a much earlier memory of a similar kind of landscape.
Well, the landscape which is a touchstone for me is the Burren in County Clare, which is very, very different landscape. And oddly enough, I was thinking about that, and I don't really want to go and draw there for some reason. Maybe I will in time, maybe, I don't know. But
this is nonetheless a familiar landscape.
Well, it's kind of, not really. It's not. It is and it isn't. But, I remember when I was going there, I was quite concerned about how I would react to being in one place in rural Ireland, in the West Coast, on the coast, as it were, right on the coast. And I had all these contingency plans worked out where I could go and visit people and take trips, you know. And so I'd never really spent a month by myself on that coast. I mean, I just hadn't. And then drawing for a month, I said, well, what am I going to do for a month? You know,
and did you stay there for a month?
I did, yeah.
Concentrate.
I didn't want to go.
Yeah.
I went once to meet a friend of mine, and in the end I said, well, you know, it was nice meeting my friend. It was great, but I don't want to do this again. I was missing the time.
The focus.
I was missing the kind of, it was like a feeding frenzy. It was like you were like incredibly hungry and you just had to eat and eat and eat and eat. And anything that would disrupt that would be a distraction from their consumption.
They do have a formidable intensity, and they seem to share the same kind of intensity. There's a continuity as you move from one drawing to another of the same kind of ferocious concentration, I think.
Well, it was like, it was like that. I only kind of realized it when I went down. It was like 2 or 3 weeks in. I went down for a day. It wasn't even a whole day, you know. And it was just like somebody pulled the plug on the energy. And it was just a wonderful. You're right on the coast. It's the North Atlantic bashing in, sculpting the whole landscape there. And then behind you have undulating landscape, green and trees and stuff. And on the other side you've got a carpet bog with an extraordinary, 5,000 decaded fields are there. And so there's all this extraordinary history and sculpting going on. And you just become, and the light doesn't stay constant for a minute. You can turn your back and it's gone, it's changed.
And do you think that's reflected in these drawings, that sense of constant change and transformation? There seems to be a sense of process energizing most of them.
I've no idea. I mean, all I'm responding to is your question and my observations of what was happening there and what was keeping me excited. And also, I read there, which I don't normally do. I had books to read at night and books to read in the morning. In fact, one of the books I was reading at night I had to kind of put to the morning because it was just too disturbing. And so I had a very different routine, and it was a routine that was supportive of what I was doing there. It was kind of. It was very intense. It was also very relaxed at the same time, and you know, I worked out nice routines, very comfortable routines. Well, comfortable is the wrong word, but
supportive.
Supportive,
yeah.
That's a better word. Yeah, it's supportive routines, and you know, I'd walk down and start working, and just if you get stuck, go off on the bike and go somewhere. And I started collecting mussels and periwinkles.
That's the crack ups, yeah.
That's
seashells on the
No, it was mussels and sea urchins and
limpets
and all those things,
yeah.
and then also mosses like carrageen moss and Dilskin crannock, and that was great, you know. And one day I bumped into an otter. It just caught at this wonderful big place, and we had words with each other, and he kind of took off, and I said, I felt a bit guilty. I thought, oh no, I'll leave it for him, he'll come back for it. And I walked there a bit more. I said, no, that's my dinner. We're having a shared dinner. So I had a shared dinner with an otter.
So where's that? Which one is that?